Okay, so boys and girls, we again, this is session number 5 or 6 with Josh. He is our top request for art sessions, and I know that you guys love. Oh, somebody else just popped in. Yep, there's Gabby. See, I knew she'd be here. Our favorite person to connect to for art at Connected North. And so today we're going to talk about creating a bear in woodland style. And Josh picked the bear because it symbolizes courage, right, Josh?
Yeah.
And we've all been using that character trait of courage in the past few weeks, for sure. So I'm going to turn it over to Josh. And as always, if Josh is going a little too fast, just let us know and we'll let him know. But I'm going to turn it over to him and we'll maybe see some samples and then we'll get some drawing done. So over to you, Josh.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, my name's Joshua Mangijikpe with Steckley. I'm a woodland artist from Wissahickon First Nation. Uh, yeah, I've been doing this, I guess, professionally for a few years now. I graduated from graphic design college in Nova Scotia and have been painting and illustrating since then. Just freelance work mostly, working with clients and yeah, it's been really fun. So I'll show you some of my work here, just to see what I do, and just to describe the woodland art style a little bit. I'm just gonna pull up some files here. All right, so let's share. So yeah, this is what I do. This is an illustration done digitally. Well, I usually just like sketch out the like black outline in pen and ink, and then scan that and throw it on the computer, and then just color it on the computer and edit it all in there on Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator usually. So yeah, this is what the Woodland art style looks like. It's usually like the characteristics of it are like heavy black outlines, and like vibrant, bright colors, or natural looking colors. And then sometimes they usually like tell a story. Like this one tells a story within uh, the turtle shell here of the migration of the Anishinaabe people from the East Coast, or what is now called Maine, is where they originated, like the mouth of the St. Lawrence River. And then they traveled all the way through the Great Lakes, all the way up to Lake Superior, and sort of now we're all sort of surrounding the Great Lakes. So yeah, here's just some more examples. These are two coyotes. So yeah, a lot of our illustrations or paintings are based on traditional stories, or a lot of artists do their illustrations based on traditional stories. So this one is all these pieces here. Like I did these 6 banners. They're all based on the what are they called? Geez, I'm forgetting the name right now. But the Seven Fires prophecies. Yeah. So these all tell the story of the 7 fire prophecies here. So they're kind of tell the story of our past and the current situation we're in now and the future. So it's a pretty interesting story. If you, it's pretty long, but if you want to read up on it, it's online. You can find it online. It's really interesting. So yeah, and like this character here is called the Mishipeshu. So it's a mythological creature. It's like an underwater lynx with like large claws and horns, that lives underwater. Uh, it's one of the mythological creatures that we have in our storytelling, as well as there's a thunderbird here. Um, So yeah, that's basically the woodland art style, very like two-dimensional in nature. Uh, Tells a lot of traditional stories, heavy black outlines with the pattern work within the shapes and the bright colors. And yeah, that's basically it. This one's like Wabus, or his name's actually Mishabos. He's a great hair, so the character Nanabush, he transforms into Mishabos. And then yeah, here's just more examples of my art I've done throughout the years. This one's was a coast for or um, a cover for the Coast newspaper in Halifax. There's some traditional dancers I've done. Uh, and these ones were for just a news article about women's healing centers. Um, this one was for Google. Did a Yeah, Google Doodle. This was last year, June 15th. So it's almost been a whole year now since I've done this. So this was on the Google website for a whole day, which was pretty exciting. Millions and millions of people got to see it. So this one was in celebration of the jingle dress. So there's a couple jingle dress dancers here. Yeah, that was a really fun project. This one was for National Observer news article. And this is creation story, the creation story with Nana Bush. And this is another one based on a story about the crow, how he has to go up to the sun and grab some fire to come back and save all the other animals because the world's freezing over and all the animals are frozen in the snow and the crow's the only one that could go up and grab some fire from the sun. And on his way back, he starts to burn up. He used to be like a rainbow crow. He used to have all these beautiful colors, but when he went to get the fire to save all the other creatures, the fire sort of burned all of his color off, and that's why it looks charred, and that's why his voice was sounds so squawky now, because he used to have the most beautiful singing voice and he used to have the most beautiful feathers, but he sacrificed those to save um, all the other creatures in the village or in his community. Um, yeah, and these are just some from my earlier work. It's one of my first shows I did. These were all screen printed posters. And then this one's from a children's book I'm going to be doing. So I've just started getting into children's books, and I've done one for HarperCollins, which will be out in 2021. And this one is for Groundwood Books, which will be out around the same time, next spring. So I'm really enjoying the children's books, and I'm doing that. We'll be probably doing that for quite a bit now, since um, yeah, I've been getting lots of work with that. So yeah, I'll just get started on drawing the bear now. I'll stop sharing this and I'll turn on my camera. See here, camera. There it goes. I think, whoops, it might be too bright. So I hope that's good enough. We'll be drawing this bear here. This is the bear that was on the session, I guess, outline. So we'll try to draw this one here. He's pretty simple, so it'll be pretty fun and easy. And yeah, I'll just go through the steps with you now to get started. So basically just start out by drawing just the rough outline of his body and shape. We could just start out with, I guess, the head. We'll just get the basic shapes all drawn down. So his head is like a bit of a rectangle um, with rounded edges. We'll start out by drawing that and try to draw as lightly as possible. So I could go in and erase these lines up later if we need to. Um, so yeah, at this stage of the drawing, nothing has to be perfect or exact, and that's why we draw these lines so we can make changes in the future when we need to. So yeah, his head is just that basic, rectangular shape, and we can add like his two ears on top, and then his snout comes out the side here. Um, I'll try to draw a little slower so everyone can keep up. So this drawing's kind of fun because he has his two eyes on the same side of his head. So it's not, like realistic at all, which is really the fun part about making art. It doesn't need to be realistic, doesn't need to look exactly like the animal that we're drawing, as long as it, has the same characteristics and sort of it's recognizable. Especially in woodland art, it's all sort of figurative drawing. Doesn't need to be exactly um, like the animal that we're supposed to be drawing. So there's really no wrong way you could draw the animal. So yeah, snout just kind of comes out like this. So we'll just draw on the basic shapes here, just the two rectangles that sort of come out, and then we could add his teeth in as well. They're kind of like sharp needles come out the top and bottom. Just like that. Zoom in here. Yeah, we're almost done the head. And then I have a little smaller rectangle in here for his little nose.
It's asked a waboose.
A waboose?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rabbit.
Yeah, I think no. Actually, next, Kerrigan, we have the beaver, and then we can do the rabbit.
All right. So yeah, after that, we'll go in and draw the eyes afterwards. I like to save the eyes till last, so it's not, looking at you while you're drawing. So we'll go in and draw the body, which is just a bigger rectangle right below the head. It sort of comes out just a bit on the side here. Yeah, I think we're gonna be doing a cat or like a big cat, like a cougar or mountain lion in a few weeks, couple weeks. Forget the exact date. Yeah, that'll be pretty fun to do. Body's about twice the size in length as his head. Roughly. That. Um, and then his limbs come out. He's standing there. So yeah, just start drawing his arms. His left arm, I guess this would be his right arm. Just starts right around where his neck meets his body. And just sort of comes all the way up to the side and just curves around down. He's got big, really big paws. I just made them really go a little bit wider near the bottom and come back up around like that. So yeah, exaggerated his hands quite a bit, just to illustrate, that he does have, like bears do have really big paws and claws. And then yeah, just the same thing for the other side. Just use your eraser to erase any mistakes. It's starting to take shape. Just need to draw his legs and his tail. We could draw his claws and on his paws as well. His eyeballs. Let's see. All right, so for his legs, so it looks like he kind of shorts on. So drawing those, the upper part of his legs first. And then attaches them. Erase these two lines here. And now I'm drawing his big feet. Like that. Starting to come together. So you can't really see this image too clearly, but getting there.
Hey, Gabby asked if we could just have a second to get caught up, Josh, please.
Yep, for sure.
Maybe this would be a good time. And Gabriella wanted to know if the picture is on Instagram. It's on the Connected North at Home website on the session menu. And I don't know, is it on your, I think it is on your Instagram, Josh, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of my older pieces, so it's a little bit, it's from 2017. So yeah, you have to scroll down a little bit. But I just changed my Instagram handle, so uh, it's just my name, Mangijic. Used to be JMPS. That's my handle, and then yeah, it should be um, close to the bottom. You just scroll down. It's sort of in the middle, I think. Yeah. So yeah, this piece was done just with watercolor and the black India ink.
So that was before the digital art. That wasn't a digital one.
No, yeah, yeah. This piece isn't digital. So, mm, so yeah, I used to do a lot more, I guess, painting. I haven't done much painting recently, but yeah, I mostly stick to just digital, just because it's well, just because I'm doing the children's books, and it's just a lot easier to try and illustrate with the digital with the programs nowadays, because you can do so much. Um, yeah, you could just do so much with it, and you could make edits a lot easier and change colors, and it's just very, very versatile.
So if
Yeah, with
somebody wanted to try digital art, what would you recommend, like the first thing in their collection? Would you say like if they had an iPod or an iPad, like invest in maybe an Apple Pen, or like what's your biggest tool you use with digital art besides the program?
yeah, I just got the iPad, so that's what I use, and then yeah, you could get the pen with it. Uh, just let me find it here.
And Gabriella wanted to know, why did you change from watercolor to digital?
Just because I've been doing a lot more work with illustration, and this is yeah, it's just like it's a lot quicker. Uh, and you could so I'll show you this. Let's say, yeah, this is the pen here you can buy, and then I use Procreate mostly, so these are all my daily illustrations I do. Um, and yeah, the great thing about it is like it has layers, so you can just draw something separately on its own layer, and then you could edit it without editing anything else in the illustration. So like I have the fire here, and its glow and everything on its own separate layer, and the background color as well. So you could turn all these off or on. So yeah, I'll usually just start out by, like I'll start out with um, just this rough sketch. I'll do it with like you have all these different brushes as well. So I'll use like this drawing brush that looks like a pencil, and then just do a rough sketch and then I'll start a new layer, and then like do the black outline over top of it, and then you could fill in the colors, and then put these colors like the outlines over top of it, and then I'll put in the shading, and the fire as well. And you could like select multiple layers, and like say you want to move something around.
And you do different layers, Josh, so you can like use the pictures for other things if you wanted to, right? Is that the purpose?
It's mostly just for easy editing. Say you just want to change the color of his shirt or her shirt. You could just select that layer and then take another color and just drag it on, and then it'll change. Yeah, just that color.
Neat.
Yeah, so you could edit that. You could edit just that single layer and not edit any other layers.
And can you use like a watercolor mode? Can you just fill it in with the watercolor mode?
Yeah, there's watercolor brushes on here. Let's see, artistic. So, and you could like download a bunch of different brushes as well. So like I downloaded these ones from online. These are all like gouache sort of brushes that someone created and put them online. These are all like different sort of pens that someone created. And then these, like, there's a bunch of different textures as well. You can't really see it on here, but these are all like really subtle textures. There's a painting one, so you could, yeah, there's like fresco watercolor brush here. So it looks, yeah, like watercolor. You could also like change the size of the brush really easily. So you could draw like really big, or like really small. And yeah, you could like undo, just press the undo button and it just undoes it all. So it's just yeah, if you make like mistakes like drawing with real watercolor, it's just not as easy to fix or change. So that's why I like working with the digital. I could get a lot more work done, and yeah, with like a children's book, you're doing 32 pages in a book, and yeah, you'll be making quite a bit of mistakes, so you need to just be able to edit it and change it all fairly quickly. Yeah, that's why I changed anyways. But I still like doing painting as well. I just haven't had time to do any recently. So yeah, my art is saved on the cloud as well as on my computer. So it's good to have multiple backups of your artwork. Just so like if your computer breaks somehow, you could get all your files from the cloud. So yeah, I have the Google Drive, and so like I'll save all my files onto my computer and then back them all up onto the drive as well. And it's also good to have like a external hard drive that you could save all your work onto. Just yeah, just in case, just in case.
These kids are not short on ideas. Now they want to do an octopus, Mally.
Well, I don't think I've ever done an octopus. I haven't done.
Yeah, and well, you know what, Elena, what you could maybe think about So this could be maybe be a challenge. You guys have got so many ideas. Maybe you could take that woodland style, you know, with the outline and the internal designs and try and do your own. Because I can tell you what we're doing with Josh until the end of June. Where is that piece of paper that I had? Oops, I don't, it's, so we're doing a thunderbird one day, and a cat and a beaver and a rabbit. And oh, there was one last one. Maybe we hadn't decided. But yeah, that could be your challenge, is to come up with something.
Totally. I would like to see a woodland style octopus. That would be pretty neat though.
Yeah. All right, so I'll just continue with my drawing here. Just going to draw the tail. It's just a little circle of his body here, like that. Then we could draw his claws. So I haven't really exaggerated, really long claws here. There's little spikes at the end of his paws. I have them drawn out shorter for the external ones, and as they get to the middle, they're a little bit longer.
Oh, we have dolphin and buffalo as well. We did that claw on a different animal, didn't we, Josh? Like the
It was the
turtle,
wolf too.
the wolf too.
I remember because my wolf looked like a squirrel.
Yeah. Yeah, we did the wolf, but they're a little smaller on the wolf, and yeah, the turtle. Got the turtle drawn here. Here's the beaver. That little one.
That's the one we're gonna do, right?
Oh, and there's
Yeah, the beaver we'll be doing next.
That one would be a good one to paint.
The beaver?
Yeah, well, I mean, just a simple one to paint, you know? I've tried painting woodland art before, and it always, if it has too much detail, it's too for me.
Yeah, if you want to do a painting one, we can do a painting one.
Well, we might do it. We might book you for a painting one over the summer, Josh, because then if we happen, yeah, then we can send some materials for the kids if need be.
All right. Yeah. So we'll finish his face too. That's a bit of a shape that just separates two eyeballs. His left eyeball, circle, a smaller circle inside of it. Same. Like that. I usually just do the one eyeball on the animals, but this one I just decided to put both his eyeballs in the same place.
Oh, this is neat from Gabriella Spencer. She sent the picture of her turtle to her art teacher, and she put it as the front picture of their Google Classroom, and she was super happy she liked it. And Elena would like to know if we could slow down a bit. That's awesome, Gabriella. It shows that your teacher appreciated your work.
Yeah, that's cool.
Is there a reason why I only put one eye on your animals, Josh?
Just because it's you're just seeing the side of his head.
Looks either way looks cute.
But this one, he kind of looks. It's like a more of a Picasso bear.
Kerrigan, you live with your art teacher.
I'll just draw in the remaining lines. These lines are just breaking down these bigger shapes into smaller shapes. I have one just so it comes around here. Creates a smaller rectangle, square body. And then I have his arms broken down into 3 smaller shapes as well. So it's just 2 lines go across like this. And that's the outline. Yeah, once you have all this done, we could go in and draw like his little fur. So he's got his fur all around his body, like little spikes that just come out to give that furry look. So just slowly go and draw that because that'll sort of take a while, and just follow along when you get there. They have a bit of like a wave shape to them. They come out and just curve a bit. Yeah, you could try to like make them all look exactly the same if you want. I know there's a lot of artists who like to do that. Um, I like to try to give mine variety. They all look all look different. I feel it like adds a bit more character and uniqueness to the drawing. Sometimes I'll add two coming out in the same piece. Some of them are longer than the others, some of them are shorter, some of them are a little wavier. I'll just give some time to catch up.
Maybe Josh, would you be able to write the word for bear in Ojibwe or Anishinaabe?
It's pretty simple letter word.
I think I even know that one. Isn't it Makwa?
Yeah. Makwa.
Makwa.
So yeah, I used to have a dog named Makwa. Big, had a lot of fur. Big black dog. Looked like a bear. I named him Makwa. So yeah, the A has sort of a sounds like an sound. Makwa.
Do you happen to know the syllabics for Makwa, Josh?
No, I don't really know any syllabics. It's syllabics are really free. Some Ojibwe use the syllabics, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's not something I ever really.
The syllabics were developed after the language, right? So
Yeah.
it wasn't even by anybody Aboriginal, I don't think.
Right. So yeah, after all that's done, we could go in and just add line weight to all these lines. We'll just be giving it that the heavier line weight that's characteristic of the woodland art style. So to do that, we just draw like another line within the lines we've already drawn. So just like that. Just go around every single shape. Just to thin it all up. You could add some variance too. It doesn't have to all be the same line weight, which does add character to the illustration as well. And yeah, if you've already drawn the line on one side of the line, on the middle line, you don't have to draw it on the other side. Um, and you'll notice like all my corners are really rounded. Um, yeah, that's just something I picked up from just studying like Norval Morris's work. He always has these curved corners, these pieces. Yeah, when you're done, it'll look something like this. And this is
That looks fantastic.
the stage. So if you want, you could also just go in and like draw a little harder around the lines you already have, just to clean everything up. Maybe erase lines you don't need as well. Yeah, and just sort of just change it any way you feel you need to before we move on to the marker stage. With the marker, we won't be able to erase it. It's just good to get it looking the way you want it now. So yeah, because we won't be able to make any changes with the marker.
You can tell the kids are concentrating because they are not talking at all, Josh. They're not chatting or anything.
Good.
Did you draw a lot when you were young, Josh? Is this something you've always loved to do?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I was always drawn as a kid. Like at school, like whenever I had an assignment, I'd be drawing all over my sheet. Um, whenever I handed a test, there'd be sketches all around the edges and stuff. So yeah, it's just something I always did, just sort of mindlessly, in a way. Yeah, it's also yeah, like me and my brother drew a lot together. Like we draw like these little scenes, and we'd like with like little stick characters, and then we'd like keep adding to them. It was like a story
That's cool.
illustration. Yeah, that would kind of just keep evolving. We'd both keep adding to it.
Gabriella says she doodles all the time too. I do too. If I have trouble concentrating, I'll just stop and I'll just doodle and it'll help me listen.
Yep. And apparently that's good for your brain to be a doodler.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. Yeah, it helps you focus.
Hmm. Yeah, I was never an academic student or anything like that. So yeah, I don't think I'd ever do really well in university.
Found your passion and you know exactly what you want to do, and
Mm-hmm.
incredibly talented artist.
Mhm.
It's all about finding what your passion is and what you're good at. And the students work. We love your work. And we're really grateful that you spend the time with us.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah.
So I guess everyone, you can go onto the website and do a screen capture of how Josh finished this with color, or you can go to his Instagram and take a look, because I don't think we're out of time. But next week we'll be doing a beaver. And as always, if you can send us your work, we would absolutely love it. And you can do that by either emailing it to us or going to the Connected North at Home website and scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there'll be a link with your name, your email address, and the picture, and then we can use it in the newsletter, and we will send it to Josh, because what we do know is he used some of your images on his Instagram a couple weeks ago, which was super cool.
Yeah, if you send some images through, I'll post them on my Instagram so everyone can see.
Yeah. So thanks everyone, and thanks Josh. We'll see you next week, and Josh, we'll talk to you a little bit later in the week about all that other stuff. And thanks for a great day. And tomorrow we're going to start off with Miss Anna and vacuum science. I think there's some really cool science involved, and we have puppets and lots of really great things tomorrow as well. So thanks for joining us, and we hope you had a good day, and we'd love to see your finished bears or muck ones.
Thanks, boys and girls.
Yep, thanks, guys.
That was fun. Thanks, Josh. That was amazing as always.
As always. Thanks, Josh.
See you next week.